Hi friends, it's Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about motherhood and juggling all of the responsibilities that come along with that. If you don't know me, I'm a mother of soon-to-be 7. I'm actually 37 weeks pregnant and due to have this baby any minute now. We also live on a small homestead, and I homeschool my children, and so there are a lot of responsibilities and different hats that I wear. And one of the most common questions that I get on my Instagram account or just in talking to people in real life is, how do you do it all? And I never quite know how to answer that question, because I truly feel like nobody does it all. I definitely don't do it all, or at least don't do it all well. I have to prioritize, just like anybody else, different areas of my life, and there are seasons of life where some areas get a little more attention, and there are seasons of life where those areas may need to get less attention. But we're all only capable of doing so much and can only give so much of ourselves to different areas of our lives. And so I guess my first point I want to make in this video is that it's a myth that any one person can do it all. It's impossible. I think there are some famous mothers out there on social media or on TV. Maybe they sell books about productivity and motherhood, and even they aren't doing it all. They're outsourcing something, whether it's the schooling of their children or childcare while they're working, or food prep. Maybe they eat more takeout from restaurants, or maybe they've hired a housekeeper that does their cleaning for them. Those women even aren't doing it all. And if you look at the ideal woman from the Bible, the Proverbs 31 woman, and if you read about her in the Bible, even she wasn't doing it all herself. She had servants helping her in many areas. And so I think we need to, as mothers in this age that we live in, wipe out the idea that it's possible for us to do it all ourselves. In the history, we often lived in multi-generational homes, or we lived in communities where family lived close. And so grandma might be very involved if she lived in the home, with mom, she might be helping with a lot of the chores. If you think about like the Waltons TV show or something like that. But we live in a time and an age where mothers are very isolated often and on their own to get things done. And so we just need to have realistic expectations, first of all, of what we are able to accomplish. So as I start this video, I want to wipe the idea that it's possible for anyone to do it all. But I will show you what helps me do what I can and try to do what I can well, and how I organize my days and juggle the many different responsibilities that I have. So hopefully you can find something in this that will be helpful for you as you try to become more productive or figure out how to juggle your responsibilities. So I have categorized all of my duties in the home into 5 different areas. When my husband's at work Monday through Friday, while he's gone, I look at what I have to do as a job too. And if I were to sit down and write a job description for myself, there would be 5 separate categories for what I do in a day. Number 1 is childcare. Obviously, I have soon-to-be 7 children to care for. Then there's the housekeeping, just the maintenance of the home that our family lives in. There's the food that I have to make and prepare. The 4th category would be the schooling, the education of our children. And then the 5th category would be for us homesteading. Now, perhaps you're not a homesteader, but maybe as a mom you have a side job. I view homesteading as my side job. It's something that I do to save my family money by growing our own food. But if you don't homestead, I'm sure there are things in your life that you do to help your family out, and that could be your other separate category. And then within those 5 categories, I've broken down my responsibilities into daily maintenance chores. These are things that have to get done every day just to keep the house running smoothly. And then there are big projects that maybe are more seasonal or monthly, bi-monthly. They happen less frequently. And so I categorize all of my job descriptions into that. And then as I sit and I'm planning out my day, all of that daily maintenance stuff has to get done. So for example, when it comes to childcare, kids' teeth need brushed, diapers need changed. They need showered and bathed. They need their needs met in terms of attention from mom. Those are daily things that have to happen every day. But there are extra things, like big things, that maybe don't happen every day. For example, there might be times where the kids want some special one-on-one time with mom to play a board game or whatever. And so those are a whole different separate category. And then same with housekeeping, for example. There are daily maintenance things that have to get done every day. Dishes need done, laundry needs done, basic cleaning up of toys need done every day. But then there are big projects, the deep cleaning and the organizing of closets and things. Those can kind of be put off into separate areas. So the question is, how do I get then all of the daily maintenance things done in any given day? Because it can be a lot when you add up all 5 of those categories, daily maintenance things. And what I want to say to you is that I can't do that all myself. I can't. Nobody can. So you have to choose to outsource some of those things. Some people may choose to outsource some of their child care, and so they have a nanny or something that comes and helps them. Some people choose to outsource their food, and so instead of cooking everything from scratch, they may use more convenience foods or order takeout or whatever. Some people outsource the education of their children, and others may outsource house cleaning. But it is impossible in any given day to do all of those daily maintenance things. Now, if you're not made of money and you can't pay to outsource a lot of those things, it might come down to outsourcing within your family unit, and that's what we have to do. So my children help out a lot with the daily maintenance things. That's how I get it all done. And part of that is in outsourcing housekeeping chores maybe to them, or outsourcing some of the homesteading daily maintenance chores. That also feeds into their education, and it feeds into childcare, because part of raising successful adults is having them help out around the house. And so just remember that when you're setting up your daily list of things that you need to do, it's okay to outsource some of that, and it's preferable to outsource it within your family and allow the children the opportunity to step up and help out with some of your mothering duties. My life is very seasonal. Once our canning season ends in early to mid-October, from late October all the way through maybe mid-March, we have lots of downtime. It's winter here, nothing's growing outside. The chores are much more minimal outside on the homestead. And so those are times where I can heavily focus on what needs to be done inside the house and really get into a good rhythm. And so the rhythm that has worked for me in the past is, if you think that I have 5 categories of job responsibilities and there are 5 days in a work week, I try to organize my week so that each day I have a heavy focus on one of those areas. So let's say in my schedule, in my routine of the day, there's a 2-hour block of free time. And then during those winter months, each day I pick a different category to focus on during that chunk of free time. So for example, Monday in my 2-hour block, I may focus on housekeeping projects. And really that is when I would do like heavy, deep cleaning. And then maybe Tuesday will become food day. And so that day during my 2-hour chunk of free time, I might focus on canning something or doing some food prep for the week ahead and making some special treats or baking for the children. And then on Wednesday during that 2-hour block of free time might be a special childcare day where I really just pour myself into the kids and use that time to, play some games or color pictures with them or do something that they are really wanting to do. And then Thursday during that chunk of time might be buckle down homeschool time. We might do some projects that are hard to get to in a normal day, some science projects or some extra reading or maybe a field trip we want to go on that's educational. And then maybe Friday might be our homestead day, where during that 2-hour block of time we will work on a special project like planting some seeds or cleaning out the chicken coops, something that isn't a daily maintenance chore but that really needs to get done. And so for half of the year, during the slow winter months, kind of keeping that schedule where every day has a different focus really helps keep me up to date on all of those big projects that need to be done in my areas of work. Right now, the question is, I'm getting ready to have a new baby, and so it is going to throw everything off. Our routine is going to be off. My priorities will be off. It's a huge life-changing event. And so I have to give myself some flexibility and some freedom, and I've got to really work on prioritizing my list. And that's what every mother has to do in order to successfully complete her job description and get it all done. And so for the next 6 weeks after the baby's born, childcare is going to be way at the top of the list, because the baby's going to need me a lot, and the younger children are going to need me a lot as they're adjusting to the baby being around. And so other things are going to be pushed down to the bottom. Housekeeping there'll be a little bit of neglect. We will, as always, do the daily maintenance chores, but big projects won't get done. Deep cleaning probably won't be able to get done unless I can outsource that to the children. And then even homeschooling, there will be a break that we'll take, and that will have to be pushed down on the priority list. So I'm realistically know that it will be impossible for me to get everything done when this baby comes. All I can do is try to do my daily maintenance chores the best that I can, outsource them to the people that are able to help me, and that'll keep the house running smoothly, and then we'll catch up on the big projects later on. And then once the baby's about 6 weeks old, homesteading work as the summer ramps up is really going to become a huge priority, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to need to be done in terms of harvesting and then planting fall gardens and canning, things like that. And so homesteading will be pushed up to the top of the list, and other things will be pushed down. And maybe during that season, food-wise, I'm not doing as much baking, and I'm not doing as much big meals. We're doing a lot more snack meals, and that's okay. And if I can outsource meals to one of my children who really wants to do some baking, that's great. And if not, we'll just do the daily maintenance that needs to be done to get by, and the big projects can wait till later. And then I always know that once winter comes, things will slow down again, we'll get back into a good rhythm, and everything can be given the focus that I feel like it needs during that time. But I have to, as a mother, give myself grace for the season that I'm in, and recognize that I can't do it all, I need help, and that I have to prioritize what is going to get done. And so I hope that this encourages you a little bit. I want you to know that nobody, even the moms on TV or whatever, nobody is doing it all. So if you feel like you're struggling, if you feel like you're drowning under the weight of the work that you're in, know that you're not alone, and that every mother probably feels that way at certain points, if not on a daily basis. And so sit down, write yourself a job description, think of all of the categories of work that you need to do, and then separate each of those categories into the things that must be done, the daily maintenance that has to be done to keep your household running smoothly, and then the extras that can be put off, that can be saved for big project days. And then look at your list of daily maintenance and ask yourself, what can I outsource? And if I can't outsource it financially by hiring someone to do that for me, what can my children or my husband help me with? Because it's not unreasonable to ask your children to step up and contribute to the family, to lighten some of your load, especially during busy seasons. So just write out your lists, organize your work, and go from there. So I hope you find this helpful, and I look forward to sharing more on this topic as our baby is born and we juggle changing our routine a little bit, and I'll kind of show you how that plays out in our list of priorities. But for now, I'm going to sign off here and go get to some of my daily maintenance chores that need done, and I hope you have a blessed day. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you later. Bye.